Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. Got a lot to cover as usual as well. We'll get into it. If you're new to the live stream, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning, even better. But we will cover Bitcoin, altcoins, the indices like the NASDAQ, SP 500, stuff like that. And then also we will cover any other stocks or crypto assets that kind of jump out at us today on the watch list, and just kind of check in with them, take a look at it. Second half of the live stream, make sure to put in your chart requests. Let me know what the ticker symbol is, and let me know if it's crypto or stock or what type of asset that class that you're actually trading, so I can search for it quickly. This is a live stream, so none of it is scripted and not edited either, right? Either. So with that, let's get rock and rolling. Don't forget to smash the like button. Help me help you. Help me with the algorithms. Smash that like button and smash that subscribe button as well. Don't forget about that either. So before we jump right into it on this Bitcoin chart, let's go over here and take a look. And let's see. Let's get the fingers warmed up. Boom. Smash the like. Hit the repost button. And a quick little comment. Could you just be an emoji, right? Takes about 5 seconds. About 5 seconds to like, repost, and boom. So the goal would obviously be like, would love to see 100 plus likes on the Twitter X app. YouTubers, for the amount of views that it gets versus likes, does very good. So compared to Twitter X app. So got a lot of work to do over there, but it's as easy as that. And if you did smash the like button, thank you. I appreciate you in advance or after the fact. What else? Okay, I think we're done. I think the live stream's over. Good morning, Javier. Yep. Welcome back. So Bitcoin daily chart. This is what we're looking at, the Bitcoin daily chart. If you're wondering why we're always looking at the Bitcoin daily chart, it's because I'm a swing trader, right? So I swing trade the daily chart mostly, and do some day trading as well, but not really, like here and there, right? But mostly swing trading is what I like to do, and so that's why we mostly cover swing trading on the daily chart. So in case you're wondering why. But Bitcoin currently still bullish on the daily chart, right? Still bullish over here. We talked about it. We covered it during the breakdown, right? We had that scenario 2 where price would come back down, hit that scenario 2 target. This is a confluence area. It was getting oversold, reverse candle, came back up, came all the way back down, hit the scenario 2 target. It was getting oversold again, another reverse candle, and it put in bullish divergence followed by the reverse candle, even additional bullish divergence. And this is when we were kind of talking about July 6th, that there was a pending reverse candle after the bullish divergence. And that's when I started posting at least a bounce. At least a bounce is coming, right? What's that? You know you're a trader at heart when you hit the rock bottom and the first thing you start looking for is a higher. Yeah. I'm always looking for higher lows or higher highs, right? Or lower highs, right? If I'm getting ready to short, right, then I'd be looking for a lower high. So either way, I'm neutral. So I'll trade Bitcoin to the upside or the downside. I prefer trading Bitcoin to the downside in the bear market like 2022. I prefer to trade Bitcoin to the upside with the main account in the bull run, right? So I'm still buying the dips on these. I'm not shorting Bitcoin on that last correction. So even though we had scenario 2 laid out to go there, yeah, you could short it, maybe even drop down to a lower time frame. But for me personally, I just prefer to buy the dips on the bull run and the bear market, short the bounces and short it all the way down, right? So that's what I did. 2022, I felt like I was, well, end of 2021, actually. I felt like I was late to the party on shorting Bitcoin after getting out of my long position at 61,000. So I switched over to shorting Ethereum with 10x leverage and shorted that one from 43.84. The first one was down to like 23.50, right? That was a massive short. And then it bounced for a couple months, similar to Bitcoin, and then shorted it again at 34.08. So, and that was documented not only on Twitter X app, but all over the Discord, right? The Discord was started end of February, early March kind of got rolling. And then in April of 2022, then I was posting all about it, and all those charts are still there, right? You can go in the Discord and you can just search for it. And I have like 7,500 posts in the Discord or more, and I don't delete them, right? I don't delete them. So you could always go in, search my name and search Ethereum, and you can go back and see what I was posting at 34.08. I was getting in on my 10x leverage short over there. So not sure why I'm talking about it, but there's my resume. I don't know. What does that matter now, Jesse? That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. Get over it. I know I am over it. Took the Bitcoin long at 16,800 with leverage at 16,800. Seemed like the bottom was in. Had bullish divergence, right? So a lot of similarities on the peaks and the lows. Before I keep rambling, let's get right into it. So this was the scenario 2 box down here. This is what I was pointing out. There was a target at 52,000, never got hit, but it hit other targets that were in this confluence area. That's what I was looking for, right? Was the confluence area. Because if you're just stuck on one target, it's not going to hit all the time, right? That one target's not going to get hit all the time. So if you got like 2 or 3 or more reasons, major reasons why Bitcoin, not just Bitcoin, but price will come back to retrace to, so that it's attractive for these larger players to step back in. Because let's be honest, it's not controlled by retail. That's when the magic is happening, is because we've got this target box. It's not because of one target. It's because multiple important targets to me have lined up. And so it gives a higher probability that price is going to come back, retest it, and then continue to the upside once people are ultra bearish and it's getting oversold, and there's bullish divergence, and there's reversal candles, and people are talking about the bear market again, right? Bear market, bear market, bear market, bear market. This is a suckers rally. I mean, it's the same emotional state over and over again. You can see this a little bit better when you switch over to line, right? And you actually take off the indicator just for a second, right? So you kind of see how the Apple fractal is lined up pretty good. You got a peak here, you got a low here, another peak, kind of a low there, peak, right? And then at this peak, it really started to track the Apple fractal very, very closely. Even came down, almost like put a W in, another peak, and then came all the way back down. Apple also had a bullish divergence, right? Apple had bullish divergence. Bitcoin had bullish divergence. And then it started to break out about the same time. This looks even similar. This could be this peak here, right? A little bit of retracement, maybe a day or two, right? A couple days. And then maybe it takes off to the upside, challenges the all-time highs, and then makes new all-time highs, and we're up in the 80,000 range. We don't know if the fractal is going to continue to play out. Usually fractals don't play out forever, right? Maybe a couple of months. This one's been playing out like a few months now, right? So cautiously optimistic that it continues to play out to make, or something similar, get up to make new all-time highs, right? Makes a lot of sense why it would. So we'll see if it does or not. I wouldn't put all of my eggs in one basket on one fractal. It's just for idea purposes, but it is interesting that it is tracking the Apple fractal still very, very closely, and we'll continue to watch it. Sometimes it feels like it's a cheat code. I've posted that a lot in the past. If you find the right fractal that is falling. It could be a cheat code for a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe longer. In this case, it seems like it's been, we've only been following it for about 6 to 8 weeks. I can't remember exactly when I started talking about it, but 6 to 8 weeks ago, right? Somewhere in here. And then it's just ever since we've been talking about it, it's really been tracking it pretty closely. So we'll continue to watch it. It's not, we don't put all of our TA into one thing though. It's just a matter of like, it's more of an idea, right? It's more of an idea. So we'll see. We'll continue to watch it. What else? Let's get back on the candles. And then, oh, yeah. A couple other things I posted in Discord as well this morning, obviously. The weekly chart, right? So you got the daily chart that's bullish, just kind of letting the trending dots catch up, taking some time off the clock. That was a pretty big, sharp move, right? If you go to the weekly chart, one of the things we wanted to really see was not only did you have this buy signal, but it was well below the trending dots, is you get another weekly candle close back above the trending dots. And we did. We had that on Sunday, right? Today's Tuesday. I don't think I talked about it before Sunday, but I don't think we talked about it on Monday. So I'm covering it today. But we did have a weekly candle close back above the trending dots. That's a positive sign on the weekly chart. And then also in the Discord, there was another key thing that resistance that we closed above on the weekly chart as well. That lined up very closely with the trending dots. So I posted that in the Discord earlier today too. So I can cover everything on the live stream, right? Gotta save something for the subscribers, right? But they also have their own indicators too, so that they can see this in real time. But yeah, one of the typical targets had a key resistance up here and closed back above it too. So some good signs over there. Monthly chart never had a sell signal, had a reverse candle, so we've been cautiously optimistic. Even came all the way back down, but you start getting a monthly close back above 67,630, starting to look pretty good. Still above over here. So let's go over here. Let's see. I think I have, right? Let's just kind of, no. Let's go over here like that. Let's put on a horizontal line. You can kind of see anyways, but, you know, let's see. Oh, there we go. So let's change that to a line. So you see, did have a candle close below there on the reversal, and then came all the way back up, closed back above it. Hasn't closed back above it again. So another reason why possible bear trap back below. But if, a lot of people believe that, and it doesn't really matter overall, but a lot of people believe that March 2021 was actually the cycle peak. And the only reason why it made a higher high is because of all that extra leverage that was in the market from people from those like, what was it, Three Arrows and several other companies that went out of business had like extreme leverage and helped push it up. So they thought this was going to be the market top, which it was the local top. And then, you know, it just got pushed up so hard and took out all the even all the wicks over there, right? So took all that out. And so if you did call that the market top over there in the monthly chart, we've never had a monthly candle close back below, right? We never had a 2-week candle close back below that level. Never. Weekly chart, we did have it, but this is kind of like the area where I was pointing out that had the bear trap, right? So bear trap. So you can see the bear trap over here. This is the bear trap that I was pointing out on the daily chart, but you can see it on the weekly chart too. So if that was the monthly horizontal line over there, right? He did have a weekly close below it and then just price push right back up. So on the daily chart, you can kind of see it a little bit better, right? Was this a bear trap? Is what I was pointing out at the bottom. And basically, it's pointing out that, hey, a candle closed below this pivot point over here, which was the horizontal line at 58,205. Was that the bear trap? So too early to call it because it still hasn't made a higher high, but that's what I was talking about way back here. So what else? UPS closing that 2020 gap. Is that a buy, a dip scenario? Maybe. Some of the assets went below the 2020 UPS. Is that the stock, or I'm guessing that's stock, right? Many stocks went and closed below the 2020 lows. Some did not, but even Amazon, I think, went below the March 2020 lows. So it's possible, right? It's possible, but some never even recovered. So you got to take each chart individually. But that's Bitcoin. Was that a bear trap? Right? That's a question mark. I'm still gonna leave the question mark on there until we start making higher highs, right? So you could say that it took out this pivot point over here, so that could be a possible higher high, right? So we'll continue to watch it. With that, let's see. Ethereum still consolidating underneath this downward trend line over here. There's a breakout over here. We talked about it many times. Will it find support at the key target 4? It did so far. Solana has a reverse candle. Doesn't mean that's it. It just means that could be retracing some bit. This is a big move up. Kind of let the trending dots catch up. Maybe it comes back a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of a pullback, right? And then continues upward after that. Just pointing it out. Sand, bullish divergence followed by the reverse candle. Possible higher low. Too early to say. None of the targets have been hit as of yet. We'll see if the targets get hit or not. We'll continue to watch it. Near 3 out of the 4 targets to the upside have been hit on the shorter term so far. Had the bullish divergence as well. Broke out. Filecoin, similar to Sand, Mana, Rarible, all go. Hit one target. That's it so far, right? After the bullish divergence is going to put in a higher low. We don't know. We'll put in a higher low. It's starting to break back down right now, but could put in a higher low. Could put in another higher low. It just takes time for the ship to get turned around, right? Cardano, DOT, right? Talked about how it could just take some time for it to go through this bottoming phase for the next possible bigger breakout. This is a longer term downward trend line. So could be more something like, we already talked about how it could take time, but maybe something like this, right? And then comes out for a bigger move to upside. And then I'd be moving as long as this wick doesn't get taken out, these targets are still valid in my own personal opinion. And so it would be something like that, right? Just kind of move them all over like that. And there we go. So something like that, possibly like going through this bottoming phase, just takes time to play out. Like I said, AVAX, Chainlink. Let's switch gears over to the NASDAQ. Has a pending buy signal. Is that it? Is it only hitting target 1? Didn't fill this gap. It partially filled. Or is this just a bounce to put in a lower high, right? So reverse a candle, come down, put in a lower high, come down. Maybe puts in another lower high like this. Possibly comes down. And then we'll see after that, right? So at that point, we'll find out if it hits more targets to the downside, or if that was it and fills that gap fully and then hits target 2 and then starts to bounce out after that, or it continues downward to hit more targets to the downside. So we don't know quite yet. We're just kind of watching it play like that. Did find support right there, right? So it did find support. We'll see. There's no downward trend line like that yet. That's the NASDAQ. Pending buy signal, but the trending dots are trending downward, right? So you want to see it regain the trending dots. Trending dots start to come back around, flip back around like that. SP 500, similar thoughts, right? Could just be putting in that lower high. We'll see. Dow Jones, see if it consolidates, possibly even back tests over here, and then maybe takes off again. Russell 2000, similar. Dollar, we talked about it yesterday. Would it come back up and try to regain this? Maybe even retrace back up here, put in another lower high, and then maybe it breaks down again. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. VIX, reverse candle. We talked about it, covered it, coming back down to the trending dots. Still had that breakout though. So still had that breakout. Nice retracement from this move down, right? Nice retracement back to a key target area, right? Let's go to the futures. I mean, not futures, the Magnificent Seven. Nvidia could have put in that. We talked about it yesterday or the day Monday, I think, maybe Friday too. Could Nvidia come back in and back test that downward trend line, possibly put in another lower high, fill that gap, right? This is a gap, and then roll back over. It's possible. Otherwise, you'd want to see it regain the trending dots and regain that trend line and continue upward after that. Meta, Nvidia, let's see the weekly chart. Weekly chart has bearish divergence, right? So just be aware of that. The weekly chart does have bearish divergence, and in my opinion, has not been cleared yet, right? Has not been cleared. You still have this gap down here at $96 as well, and it has broken down from this upward longer-term trend line from May 2024, right? Intermediate length. I wouldn't say longer term. What else? Meta, similar thoughts. Amazon, right? Microsoft. Microsoft, trending dots, still trending downward. Tesla had that RSI sell signal over here, had that MACD bearish crossover. Could be coming back. There's a gap down here at 212, 213-ish. So we'll see. If you start getting candle close back below the trending dots, there's no bearish divergence or anything, but it could just be consolidating sideways back to the trend line and then find support. Could come all the way back down over here, right? And get a retracement of this massive short squeeze to the upside. So however it plays out, but could possibly get a retracement like that or all the way down like that. So could take longer, right? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Apple, closing multiple days below the trending dots. So if you're bullish on Apple, you'd want to see it regain the trending dots, but of course it could just be kind of consolidating for that next bounce up. And then if it doesn't, like maybe it puts in a lower high and comes back down for a retracement. So keeping an eye on it. Currently still bullish on the daily chart. Google started to break down. That first candle closed back over here, then that sell signal, and you see the trending dots are trending downward as of right now. So we'll continue to watch Magnificent Seven, not being as magnificent this week or last week, but still compared to the rest of the market. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? HUT, still bullish, has regained the 200-week moving average on the daily chart. We got the weekly chart over here. Ultra bullish on the weekly chart still, right? That's what I'm pointing out. Still ultra bullish over there on the weekly chart. Has only hit 1 out of 4 longer-term targets so far, whereas Bitcoin smashed through all 4 of them. Bitfarm, still bullish on the weekly chart. Marathon Digital, still bullish on the weekly chart. CLSK, Iris Energy. We're going to make it, hopefully. Cypher Mining, still bullish on the weekly chart. Has hit 3 out of 4 longer-term targets to the upside. MIGI had that buy signal on the weekly chart, right? Last week. So trending dots are starting to curve back up. Curve back up. So you got that low, you got the reverse candle, you got a higher low, slightly higher low over here, another one, right? This could be another higher low, something like that. And then shorter term targets. And then we don't know about longer term targets really, but we do know that there's a 200-week moving average lurking at $18. We don't know if that's going to get hit or not. We don't know. We don't know. Shorter term, this is the daily chart. Still kind of just letting the ship get turned around. See if a massive pump happens in the near future. That would be awesome. But going back to the weekly chart, still bullish. 2-week chart, no buy signal on the 2-week chart yet. You can see there's no buy signal on the 2-week chart until it was pumping extremely hard February 2021, right? So if you start getting a pending buy signal on the 2-week chart, it hasn't happened since February 2021, and that could be a big sign for a massive move to the upside on MIGI. If we get that, we don't have that yet. It's possible, right? We had the bullish divergence on the 2-week chart as well. So it is possible that we start to see something maybe in the near future. We don't know yet. Could get a 2-week candle close back above the trending dots this week. And we'll continue to watch it play out. So macro low, possible macro higher low, and then see if it kind of takes out this area over here. See if it pumps after that. So let's get back on the weekly chart. Let's see what else. Riot had that buy signal on the weekly chart, right? Hive got longer term targets up there that haven't been hit yet. Veritone, another pending weekly buy signal. Daily chart had that buy signal again yesterday, making its move. Lemonade still ultra bullish, kind of letting the trending dots catch up. Could be in, maybe needs to take a breather, maybe needs to come back a little bit, but the weekly chart is also bullish, right? So you have the double bottom, you had the higher low on the weekly chart, and it is bullish and letting the trending dots kind of catch up over there. Upstart, Labu, right? Upstart, Labu, S&P 500 Biotech Bull 3X leverage ETF. High risk, high reward, right? All these are extremely high risk. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only, and hopefully we have a little bit of fun along the way. 28 minutes in. We're doing pretty good time-wise. All right. Javier, are you saying you want to look at the UPS? Is this a buy the dip scenario? We could take a look at it. What else? Bitcoin ETFs. Let's look at the daily chart, right? We have it mapped out over here. So I'm putting this gap over here as well, $58. This means it's going to get filled right now. Could be later on, but this gap was filled, right? That was left open from February, and now you got a new gap here. Maybe it doesn't get filled until the bear market. We don't know. What else? Shop. I haven't looked at Shop in a while. Coin, still bullish on the daily chart, weekly chart, 2-week chart, monthly chart, right? Still bullish on coin. What else? PayPal still at that $60, right? $60, perpetual $60 since like May 2023, right? Talk about going through a bottoming phase. Not only the long-term bullish divergence, but also it's been like give or take $60 forever. SoFi still getting a little bit of retracement. Once that reverse candle was was thinking that, hey, it could come back in. There's even a gap down here at $66.63. So it is possible that continues to let the trending dots catch up, right? This is the trending dots. So yeah, I drew it out. Maybe the trending dots start to catch up, and it is, right? It is getting closer and closer from the trending dots. Daily chart bullish. Weekly chart is bullish. Had that buy signal, right? Still letting the trading dots kind of catch up on the weekly chart as well. And maybe it starts to flip back around in the next week or two. Woo! What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Bitcoin dominance. Had the bearish divergence. Now are we going to see a lower high get put in? We don't know. Anything below basically 56% candle weekly close here. Let's go ahead and put that up on a weekly chart. There we go. Anything below there would be that lower high. Any weekly candle close below there, and you could probably look at a daily chart too, but this is the weekly chart showing bearish divergence, right? So you got that bearish divergence. Let's tighten this up a little bit. Let's tighten this up a little bit. I don't like it below. I know it's kind of weird, but I like it above it. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Bearish divergence is what I'm pointing out. Possible lower high over here if the weekly candle closes below that horizontal line up there. And if so, right? If so, and by the way, these targets are still valid, then we could possibly see Bitcoin pumping and altcoins pumping harder if the Bitcoin dominance starts to, if the Bitcoin dominance weekly chart starts to put in a lower high and then continues downward. I'm expecting Bitcoin to pump and altcoins to pump harder, but we don't know if it will or not. So it's possible that the altcoins don't pump harder, and it regains weekly candle close back above that horizontal line, and then we would not expect the altcoins to pump harder. So there we go. So that, or it puts in a possible lower high on the weekly chart. So we'll see how it plays out. Down 0.47% today. Teladoc weekly chart has been oversold on the weekly chart for a long time, right? Whew, a lot of work to do left on T-Doc. Rivian, let the trading dots catch up. There's a gap down here at $12. Wolf, another Bitcoin mining stock. What else? I think that's about it. Someone had me look at RNDR and it's invalid symbol now. Right? Take that off. Bonk. Bonk. Unity Software. Do this out a while back. It's like, boom, boom, boom. It just takes forever, right? What else? I think that's about it. All right, let's look at UPS for you, Javier. Oh, hold on. There you go. UPS. Woo. Dang. Dang. Was there earnings or something? What happened? Let's see. Could have been positive earnings and they just dump it down, right? So the trajectory, see, that was that was in July, right? So in July. No. Was that July? Yeah. July 23rd, right? This is daily chart, right? July. So yeah, I mean, it's increasing upward. It was a miss, right? This is where the games are played, right? That's why in my personal opinion, you don't build a strategy off of earnings, right? You don't build a strategy off of news or narratives or anything like that. You got to build a strategy off of the charts, right? Because you can't trust it, right? So yes, there's two ways to look at it, right? On the earnings, it's trending upward in the right direction, but it was a miss. So if it's trending upward, that's a positive. But if it was a miss, you could use that as a reason why to gap it down. And someone knew something, right? That someone knew something, but they use it to their advantage, right? So what happens is they gap it down overnight when most retail people can't trade it, and maybe they're in a buy position, right? They're in a buy position, and then based off of the earnings, whatever, they gap it down on you because they're ruthless and they want your money. And next thing you know, you're down big, right? So if you're up here, say you got that breakout, and then you're up like 8%, and then you're just automatically down like 8%, right? So yeah, it's brutal. Now there's gap, right? Now you got a pretty big gap here, and oh, you got a gap there, right? Weekly. So the daily chart is bearish. The weekly chart remains bearish. Uh, Closing that 2020 gap, is this a buy dip scenario? Oh, let's see. You make me go all the way back to 2020, huh? 2020. So you got a gap over here as well, right? It wouldn't be the only. I would be using it as a target. It wouldn't be my only reason to buy the dip scenario, right? So you do have a gap at 125, uh, where price is at right now, right? It's almost filled. Good, good call though. Looking for the gap, I like that, but that wouldn't be enough for me to buy the dip scenario. Uh, See this March 2020 low over here at $82. Many stocks, and I've talked about this, many stocks have come back down to the March 2020 lows. Many stocks went well below the March 2020 lows, including Amazon, I believe, before Amazon went on a tear to the upside, um, a rip to the upside. So it is possible. Yeah, maybe it is a buy the dip scenario at the gap. Maybe it is a buy the dip scenario at this lower gap down here. The point is they work great as targets, but it's not enough for me to buy the dip, right? It's not enough because what if it comes all the way down here and takes out that pivot point like Amazon did, right? And several, I mean, countless stocks. We talked about this a lot in 2022, right? 2022, we covered that a lot, right? That many stocks came out and took out this pivot point here and went well below the 200-week moving average, which um, it's it's below the 200-week moving average right now, and it's well below it. So, this is catching a falling knife right now, as of right now. So you got another uh, pending sell signal. You got the weekly chart is bearish, right? Weekly chart is still bearish. Uh, it's putting in lower highs and it'll be putting in another lower low on the weekly chart. You know, this is a huge move up, and a lot of that's getting retraced right now. So that was a huge move up. 2-week chart has been bearish since July 2023. Was that last lower high that was put in over here from that last buy signal? It's just been bearish ever since. The monthly chart, about the similar time, still bearish over here. It'll probably take some time for the ship to get turned around. May have not bottomed yet, right? May have not bottomed yet. Probably would want to switch to log over here, but you got this longer term upward trend line as well. So, got this pivot point over here. Just a lot of unknowns. So, yeah, I don't give financial advice, but just buying the dip here because it's filling the gap is not for me, right? It's not for me. But you do you. You do you. So I think that's about it. I don't see any other requests on this fabulous Taco Tuesday. Man, I gotta say, shout out to my sister, who will never watch this live stream, by the way. But my sister insisted on taking the night shift. I was reluctant at first because I was starting to get into a groove. And I was like, you know what? If she really wants to take the night shift, perfect. Take my night shift, right? And so I slept from like, what was it? I don't know, 9:30 to 5:30, right? That's the most sleep I've had in a long time, consecutive sleep. And man, I feel pretty good today. So And then the sister is insisting on me and the wife going on a date tonight. So we will be going on a date for the first time since the baby was born. So we're a little over 4 weeks. And so probably just dinner and a movie, right? Dinner and a movie. But yeah, so shout out to my sister. Thank you. Appreciate it. Helped me get the longest consecutive amount of sleep I've had probably in at least probably 4.5 weeks, right? Leading into the hospital and all that stuff. So with that, we'll continue to sniper the markets together. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate all of you. And we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And from there, you got it, Javier. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. And we'll see you tomorrow. So again, thanks again, and adios.